Hello, I'm on with Victoria Crosby for the third time. This is your third visit, and we're going to talk briefly about your third book and about all your books. So congratulations on coming out with your third book a few months ago.
Thank you.
A few months
Yes.
ago,
Yeah.
before the big election that we'll take a minute to talk about. Tell us about your third book so far.
Well, my third book is called Can You See Freedom? And Other Poems About Interracial and Interfaith Understanding. And the title, Can You See Freedom, is the title of the first poem that's in the book that I wrote a few years ago. And that's about Colin Kaepernick, the controversy of him kneeling in protest to the killings of Black people, where other people thought it was a protest against the flag and against America, which was totally wrong. And in light of what's happened more recently, that seems very tame, to just kneel. So that's the title of the book, and it came out, I guess, October and November, because it was prior to the election, so it had to have been before November. And it's now historic. And the poems that are included in there are some of the poems that I've written over the past 10, 15 years, perhaps, for Martin Luther King Day. As the poet laureate of Glen Cove for over 25 years, I've written poems for many occasions, and the Martin Luther King Day march and program was one of the things that I have done in writing poems for that event, based on the theme. And every year they had a different theme. So I took a lot of those poems, not every one, but a lot of them are in the book. And then there are poems about other events and poems that relate to Black Lives Matter, poems about some of the people who've been killed for very minor little things that, had it been a white person, that would not have happened. So, and the other thing different about this book is there's 50, I think, or maybe more poems in this book, whereas my first two books, we stuck to the magic number of 45, because those books were...
For the reason being what?
They were definitely anti-Trump books, whereas this one has a couple of those in there, which, you know, are still relevant. And then the second book was the 2020 Hindsight, which sort of highlighted all the problems of the virus that were not handled properly, were ignored pretty much by the administration. So hopefully now we will be able to see some improvement in that area.
Exactly. So the books, being that the first two were really about Donald Trump and his administration and some of the things that went about, people can certainly enjoy them now still, but they're more, we were just talking about, they're more historical now.
They are, because the first one, America Wake Up, which thank God America did wake up, chronicles his first few years in office. And so the three books altogether, the set, really chronicle the past 4 years. It's satire. It's, of course, I mean every word of it, but it's funny, it's humorous. It's, but it's a historical, satirical, poetical journey.
Right, because you are talking about some actual events that happened.
Oh, yes.
The people that he's worked with, like the My Pillow guy, for example, most recently.
Yes, I have a few things about the My Pillow guy.
Right.
Yes.
Good, good. So the most recent book is more of about Black Lives Matter, being
Yes,
with other people, right?
it's more. I mean, on the front cover, it's a sculpture of the words love, of the word love spelled out Love, and people of different races standing behind it. I didn't take the picture; somebody else did with her permission. I used it twice in the book, and it's a fabulous picture. And so I think it's a good thing that we've gone from the upside down American flag showing the country in distress on the first book to the enlargement of the coronavirus in the second book.
That's right. Yeah, that was a good thought.
Hindsight with the glasses. To this one, can you see freedom and the word love? And hopefully we soon can see freedom. Hopefully we will work towards that. I don't expect things to change overnight. I don't think the Trump supporters are going to go away or change their views. I think they've drunk the Kool-Aid and it's going to stay with them for a while.
So you watched the inauguration, obviously.
I did. Yes. Yes, it was amazing.
Yeah. And there was a fellow poet on there.
Yes, there was. And she was amazing. And she's very young, but she just graduated from Harvard. So she's a very bright young woman. And I read that she studied Lincoln's speeches for inspiration for her poem. And that she also, like Biden, had overcome a speech impediment. I don't know if she had a stutter or something, but she studied in order to overcome that. And she read it so brilliantly. Just her presentation, everything, and the outfit she wore, it was perfect.
Yeah, it was great.
Yes, it was.
So as a poet, actually, you would encourage kids to get into poetry writing and poetry.
I have taught poetry. I have taught adults. I've taught children, middle school kids, elementary school kids, adults. You know, as I said, I have taught these classes, and I teach from my own perspective. I never really studied how to write poetry. It's kind of a natural thing for me. So I tell people when I do these classes to just write to express themselves. If it rhymes, that's fine. My poetry rhymes. That comes easily and naturally to me. If it doesn't, that's fine also. But it's a wonderful self-expression. And I encourage everybody to write, you know, whether it goes anywhere or it doesn't go anywhere, just to write for yourself.
Yeah, good point.
I mean, I don't think anybody grows up saying, I want to be a poet when I grow up, because it's not something that, you know, you're going to get rich doing, writing poetry. But it is, the poetry that I write is entertaining, although I do some serious stuff. But these particular books are entertaining. That's my style.
And
like a stand-up comedian.
Well, I'm sorry, say that again?
Like a stand-up comedian.
Oh, exactly.
Yeah, because they're funny. And when I do poetry readings, which of course now I can't because of the pandemic, the funny ones are always more popular than the serious ones. Although sometimes it's good to make somebody laugh and make somebody cry, you know.
That's true, yeah.
Because, you know, some poetry is very moving.
Excellent. Well, congratulations on all 3 books. That's awesome. I think I have a clip that I'm going to play at the end of this of you doing a poem for Martin Luther King Day, which we just had.
Yes, this is my most recent Martin Luther King Day poem, and it's not in the book because the book was printed last year. So this I just wrote right before Martin Luther King Day, and each year the Martin Luther King Day has a different theme. So this year the theme is, or was, His Truth is Marching On. So that's the name of the poem That's the title that I use. I use that to take the theme and use that to develop the poem. And it's filled with Black Lives Matter influence too.
Okay, nice. All right, so we'll play that here.
His truth is marching on. To paraphrase Dr. King's speech in 1963, as he looked forward to a future of peace and unity, with faith we will transform the jangling discords of our nation into a beautiful symphony of celebration. Until the cause of freedom is won, his truth is marching on. We pray for the families whose lives will not be the same, for they have all lost loved ones, and we say their names as we acknowledge their loss and their pain. George Floyd, Eric Garner, Elijah McClain, Breonna Taylor, Jacob Blake, Andre Hill, Ahmaud Arbery, Tamir and Trayvon. Their truth is marching on. Harriet Tubman and John Brown, who bravely tried to put slavery down. Bruce Boynton, Abraham Lincoln, and JFK, we also remember them today. We lift our voices in song as one. Their truth is marching on. Congressman John Lewis and notorious RBG, who fought for civil rights and equality. The spirits and the memories of those who are no longer of this earth, yet continue to affect our lives and increase its worth. May God's peace and grace shine upon. Their truth is marching on. We honor every doctor and every nurse and caregiver who tended to those with the COVID curse. For those who died of the virus, we mourn each and every one as we pray for a better 2021. Our truth is marching on.
Nice, very nice. Thank you, Victoria.
Thank you.
Congratulations on all 3 books. Now, all 3 books are available online through Amazon.
They're all available on Amazon, yes. Yeah. And I've got some pretty nice reviews, 5 stars for all of them. So that's very rewarding to me to see that people are enjoying the books. And I know people gave them as gifts for Christmas. People told me that they were buying them as gifts. So that was nice. So, but they're gifts anytime.
Exactly. Historical gifts at this point.
Historical and hysterical.
Right. Very good. Excellent. Thank you, Victoria.
Thank you, Kevin.